Hey guys, it's your girl Loopy Sabri. I'm back with another video. So today we're going to be talking about Plaquenil hydroxychloroquine. Okay. So I have we're just gonna talk about it. Is this stuff worth it, guys? If you think it's worth it, put it in the description box below. But anyway, so I'm gonna tell you guys straight up. It took me a long time to start this medicine. As you guys know, I was diagnosed with lupus back in 2018. It is now obviously 2021. And since 2018, they recommended that I start the Plaquenil to prevent organ damage and things like that. But all throughout my journey, the lupus, I'm going to start calling it the lupus instead of my lupus because it is a condition that I am in and not something that I am owning and accepting forever. But anyway, so in 2018, I was pretty adamant, like, no, don't want to take any medicine. The lupus was mild. It was not affecting any organs. It was only presenting in joint pain. It was only presenting in, I wouldn't even say I had so much fatigue at that point. It was mostly just joint pain and skin issues. As you can see, guys, my skin is looking quite flawless. Look at that. Anyway, so let's talk about it though. Let's talk about it. So I started taking the Plaquenil just about 6 months ago now. So I didn't want to give you guys a video in between about the Plaquenil because I wanted to really give this medicine a chance to get into my system. They say it takes 3 to 6 months. So I really wanted to give it a chance to get into my system before I came on here kind of like talking about it and not really having it take effect or get the fullness of the medication. But now it's been about 6 months. I started the Plaquenil in July and it is now January, so I believe that's exactly 6 months. And I must say, I think it does what it says it's supposed to do. My doctors were just concerned because I was like, when I get the joint pain, right now I'm actually having some in my knee. But when I get the joint pain, it's really excruciating. Like I can barely walk. Brings me to tears, makes me just want to pass out. So yeah. But I started it in July because, as you guys know, I was having all of those crazy symptoms like dizziness and my chest wall was inflamed and I could barely breathe. I still deal with it here and there. But today is day 2 of being able to breathe, so I'm happy. What else was I dealing with? Just like a lot of mental fatigue, physical fatigue, just not wanting to get out of bed, just feeling really tired, a lot of symptoms of depression. But I was just like really going through it, having nausea, weird pains, just nerve pains, weird stuff, okay? And I had my blood work done and, my labs drawn up and everything, and it wasn't showing anything new. So, like, it wasn't showing that the lupus was more active than it ever was or anything like that. So it was just like, okay, so basically lupus is weird, and the only reprieve we can really have from this is the Plaquenil. And I still didn't want to do it. Like I started seeing the doctors around like March with these problems, and I just still didn't want to do it. But over time, with not being able to breathe, and I had seen a cardiologist, everything was good. Saw a pulmonologist, everything was good. Saw a hematologist, everything was good. So it was just like lupus is weird. So I was like, okay, well, if you really think, doc, that taking this medicine will make me be able to breathe again, I'll take it. I will say, I took this medicine and my pulmonologist who diagnosed me with the costochondritis, the chest wall inflammation, he gave me prednisone and my rheumatologist gave me Plaquenil. And that first day I took the prednisone, I took the Plaquenil. I feel like I got hit by a bus, and I attribute it to the prednisone. Just not gonna take it anymore. So I took it one day. That next morning, well, first of all, that first day, I just felt like I was like just super irritable. I couldn't. I just couldn't. The next day, I could barely get up out of the bed. Like was like laying in bed. I woke up maybe around like 7 or 8. Was laying in bed until like 11:30, and I had to crawl out of the bed and crawl downstairs. So that was bad. Um, if prednisone works for you, go for it. But for me, I just think I'm super sensitive to things, and it was not working for me. Um, the first week of taking this, I felt like I just felt terrible. I'm gonna be straight up. I felt terrible. I felt very sluggish, very slow. Um, it was bad, guys. It was bad. I called, and I was having like weird stomach stuff. I called the doctor that week, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can continue this medication. And she was just like, all of that stuff is normal. Like I was feeling nauseous and just feeling weak. Like my legs felt weak, like walking on them and just feeling weird. Um, and she was just like, well, all of that stuff's normal. I'm like, what's the problem with you guys? But she was like, it was all normal side effects. And she said that the side effects usually subside as it starts getting in your system. So she said by like 3 weeks, those side effects should be gone. And she was right for the most part, but the weakness and the feeling of just grogginess, that has stayed, and I don't like it. I don't like that. Um, so that's the minus. After taking it, so I kept taking it. After the second week of taking it, and maybe into the third week, I started to notice a rash on my skin, on my face. Like, I already had to deal with the lupus rash, the common butterfly rash, redness, all that. And for me, I get like flakes. It's just a mess. But I'm like, if I'm taking a medication to get rid of lupus things and I want to get rid of a rash, why is the medication giving me a new rash? I was getting hives, guys, all over my face. I was getting little tiny hives all over. It might have even went on down to my neck. I was just getting hives. And I'm like, why am I getting hives? You know me, I'm a huge researcher. My fingernails are red, guys, because I did a henna treatment in my hair. But I'm a huge researcher. So I looked it up. Like, why am I having hives? Like, I take Plaquenil. Does Plaquenil cause hives? I go on there and I find out that Plaquenil blocks histamine. So the normal, and I eat a lot of like fresh fruits and vegetables and things like that. The normal things that we eat can cause like a little bit of allergic reaction in our bodies normally, but because our bodies naturally produce histamine, we don't get reactions to those things, even though we're eating fresh foods and things like that. But Plaquenil blocks histamine, so I'm sitting over here trying to live my best life, and I'm breaking out in hives because the Plaquenil is causing a reaction. So that was another thing where I'm like, why? What is happening? This is why I don't like medication. I don't like it because I feel as though you take the medication to deal with one thing and then new things start. So, I mean, I've just been praying and trusting God that nothing crazy has been going on in my body because I don't trust medication really. I don't like it. I just don't like putting chemicals in my body. So, yeah, that's what happened with me and Plaquenil. Now for the positives, because I feel like I gave a lot of necklace. Now, one thing I can say is that since starting the Plaquenil, I have had less joint pain. I still have some. Like right now, my knee is inflamed. But what I've noticed is that back in the day, if I would have joint pain, it would spread. So if it started at my elbow, it would spread to my wrist, and it would spread to the other wrist, and then it would spread to my elbow, then it would go to my knee. And it would kind of go throughout almost every joint in my body. Whereas with starting the Plaquenil, like with my knee hurting, this is the first time my knee this is the first joint pain that I've probably had in about a month, which was rare. Like back in the day, something was always hurting. It was going to either be my wrist, it was going to be my knee, it was going to be my ankle. Something was always hurting. Before my knee, it was my ankle. And before that, no, before my knee, it was my wrist, like a month ago. Before my wrist, it was my ankle. So, but it doesn't jump all around so frequently. Like it would go like literally nonstop pain just all the time. Now I get some reprieve, get some time in between where I can kind of just enjoy life. I can exercise and things like that because I'm not always in pain, even though the pain still crops up here and there. So that's one plus. And then the second plus is like I told you guys, look at my skin. Look at it. Look at my skin. So that's one of the main things that I've noticed. Even with my scalp, you guys can see it's really clean. It's really clean. And I've always, with the lupus, I've always struggled with that inflammation in my face, and it would go all the way to my scalp, where my scalp was really inflamed and pilling and scabbing, and like I couldn't really grow my hair because like the lupus was just doing things, just causing all this inflammation. And since starting the Plaquenil, and I've done a lot of other things before the Plaquenil that helped with that problem, but that's a separate video. But since the Plaquenil, I have noticed that my skin is clear for a lot longer, and I'm thankful for that. And my skin is clear. My scalp is clear for a lot longer. So those are the two main things that I've noticed. Less severe flare-ups in my joints, and less severe flare-ups in my skin. One thing I don't like, and I do think this is the Plaquenil, because I have never had a problem with my stomach. I've always had a strong stomach. I never had like digestive issues or tummy aches or anything. But since taking this Plaquenil for 6 months, my stomach is just been on fire. And I'm like, what is happening? And I know that I believe it can damage the stomach, or I know they say it causes intestinal like issues, like discomfort or whatever. So I call that damaging the stomach. So we need to get to the bottom of that. If I had to give this like a rating 1 through 10, like it would probably be a 5. Because I just feel like, yeah, okay, it's helping with the inflammation, but what is it doing to hurt me, you know? Because the gut is where all of the immune system lives. So I'm just like, I don't have time to be trying to manage my symptoms, like not even curing anything, but managing my symptoms, but then it's causing side effects. I don't like side effects. So I am right now in the process of taking a new treatment plan to stop taking the Plaquenil. That is like the goal of my treatment plan. I'm seeing a naturopathic doctor. So, yeah, using holistic treatment. And I'm really excited, and I'm hopeful for that, because I really don't want to keep taking this for the rest of my life. I just don't like all of the side effects. For me, the side effects are not worth it. I would rather really try to work towards remission and a like more holistic type of healing process where I'm healing the imbalance in my body as opposed to just treating the symptoms. I am grateful for less rashes. I'm grateful for less joint pain, and potentially any other things that this is preventing in my body. Because I will say things have gotten better since I started taking this. But the side effects aren't worth it. And then the long-term side effects to me aren't worth it. So getting off of this would make me really happy. But that is all that I'm going to talk about in this video. I feel like I have so many things to tell you guys, but they are going to require separate videos. We're already at almost 15 minutes, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. But if you like this video, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe so that we can be in communication with each other ongoing. This has just really been a great space for me to come and share with you guys and have you guys share with me. You guys add so much to my life. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.